President Biden pushing for calm over the latest COVID variant, Omicron, after causing panic with a travel ban against 8 countries in Africa starting today.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic. We'll fight this variant with scientific and knowledgeable actions and speed, not chaos and confusion. We have more tools today to fight the variant than we've ever had before. The best protection against this new variant, or any of the variants out there, the ones we've been dealing with already, is getting fully vaccinated and getting a booster shot.
But the doctor in South Africa who discovered the new variant says the world could be overreacting.
At this stage, what we are observing is mild cases. There's nothing significant that say, yes, we are moving into a real problem going forward.
And President Biden being accused of hypocrisy over his travel ban, and this tweet when the then candidate accused President Trump of being xenophobic for imposing a travel ban on China during the start of the pandemic. But the White House says that it is not the same this time.
What the president was critical of was the way that the former president put out, I believe, a xenophobic tweet and how he called what he called the coronavirus and who he directed it at. The president has not been critical of travel restrictions. We have put those in place ourselves.
Well, Greg, the virus is going to mutate. We knew that. But one thing that was interesting, when President Biden was talking, if you've seen in the background, there's Christmas decorations. And it was just on the 4th of July.
Yes.
When he declared independence from the pandemic, but it continues.
God, he's such a racist. I mean, it is amazing. Not only does he have blood on his hands for the number of people that have died under his watch, which is now more than when Trump was president, and Biden has the vaccines. So he has blood on his hands. And now he's also a racist for this travel ban.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just trying to feel like a Democrat.
Really? I'm trying to keep up.
That's exactly. No, that's.
Geraldo doesn't have any talking points.
Yeah, I took every.
It's hard to make the leap.
Because, no, I was just channeling exactly what they did. We went. I mean, everything that they criticized Trump for has turned out to be correct. Whether it was the vaccines, which they said were dangerous, or you can't trust them, or the travel ban, you can go back even further to whatever you want. But this new variant fear is wearing off on the American public. It's like a deadbeat relative that says it's going to stay for a couple of days, and it's now going on months. We're ready. We're done. This is actually good news. When you have a mild variant that's contagious, basically what that is, it's nature's vaccine, right? Yeah. You're giving everybody antibodies. You might get mildly sick. You probably won't get sick. Nature is providing the solution to its own problem. This is why we champion natural immunity. So I'm really sick of the word bracing, right? We're always bracing for something. We're bracing for riots. We're bracing for hurricanes. We're bracing for a new variant. What if we just, as the media, stopped bracing for things and just explained it as factually as possible, which is nobody really knows. Listen to the expert. It's probably mild. It's going to raise your natural immunity. Get on with your life. No lockdowns. Look at Australia. That's a country in which the government's in control. They're going to hell in a handbasket. United States, the people control this country. Don't let them lock down. Don't let them do anything. They pushed us far enough.
It is possible, I suppose, Dagan, some people would say it's possible to underreact, but also to overreact. Here in New York already, the governor is calling on everyone to postpone their elective surgeries.
Insanity. And a friend of mine texted me and said, there's not this holiday party we're supposed to go to this week. I was like, why? The variant. And I was like, expletive, 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 expletive. It doesn't make any sense for a number of reasons. Number one, 95% of the amino acids in this variant are the same as the original virus. So the vaccine companies can develop a vaccine. I'm a nerd. I had a lot of time on my hands over the weekend. Also, we have pills that are going to start coming out, antiviral pills from Merck. It goes up for FDA approval tomorrow, and then Pfizer, and then even Roche has one under development where there will be no deaths from this virus. You will take a pill from your doc before you ever get to a hospital. But to Greg's point, today, thank God, he said no lockdowns. He just said, wear a mask, get your vax. So he's essentially doing nothing. So if that was, the panic peddlers are upset about it, but if that was Trump, the reaction would be, You're not doing anything different.
Right.
You're insensitive. How reckless are you? You're uncaring and unserious. That would be the reaction. But we could be grateful because lockdowns do more harm than good.
Yeah.
We should be happy going into the Christmas season. Biden is not likely to lock down, and also his approval ratings are in the commode. So he doesn't have the political capital to do it. So
but it's interesting, Geraldo, is that Democrats seem to believe that that COVID is both the cause of his political problems, but also the solution to his political problems.
Well, if he moves decisively and it looks as if he has it under control, but it does not seem that. I mean, I was very pleased. No new lockdowns. I think that's the headline of what happened today. But you saw what happened with the equities market on Friday. People are really on edge. Parents of school-aged children, parents with school-aged children are very worried that their lives could be totally disrupted again because of this thing. With Christmas looming, we're bracing for more disruption. We're bracing for more panic. I believe that if Biden can't control COVID, his presidency is a failure. If he does control the COVID, then I think that he has a reasonable expectation of a successful presidency. But it's all about COVID. It's not the economy. It's COVID, COVID, COVID. I'm sick of it, and you want to be through with it. You just want to put it in the rearview mirror and every other cliche. But the fact of the matter is these things pop up, and I think to minimize them so cavalierly.
Greg had a great point, though, about if it's more transmissible, but it's more mild, then that might be a good thing so that everybody then can actually get back to normal. There was this also, Jesse, Dr. Fauci was on the Sunday shows. You might find that a little hard to believe. Yeah. And we have a little sound from something that happened there. Let's listen in.
If they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there. So it's easy to criticize. But they're really criticizing science because I represent science. That's dangerous.
Jesse?
Science created the virus. This virus was created in a lab. You can't criticize the science that created this deadly pandemic. Isn't that the scientific method, by the way? You constantly have to challenge the science. If we didn't constantly challenge and attack the science, we'd still be curing things with leeches. We'd have leeches on Geraldo if he was near COVID or something like that. This is crazy.
And he get lost in his mustache.
Yeah, you got one right there. And it is.
I just trimmed it.
It is interesting because I do think, and it's hard for me to say that Biden did do the right thing.
Yeah.
You hear about a mutation, you slap a travel ban on, and then you assess. And the early assessment looks like this thing's not that malicious. And that's according to Goldman Sachs and the scientists, two people that I trust much more now than Dr. Anthony Fauci. And it looks like the vaccines are going to be effective against this new mutation. Would you imagine Pfizer coming out and say, you know what, no, our vaccine's not effective against this new variant? Yeah, right. Everybody throw their hands up. No one would buy vaccines anymore. They'd lose $4 billion. New variants are profitable for Pfizer and Moderna. Of course, they're going to be effective. Of course. I'm not worried about the new strain. I'm worried about how the government is going to overreact to the new strain. Yeah. If they're not going to allow elective surgeries here in New York.
What are you going to do about that nose?
My lipo. My nose, my lipo, my hair implants. And if they dare close down restaurants, I'm going to have to run for president just on reopening
and
restaurants.
Save America?
I'm going to say I would win on that platform.
You might, actually.
I would.
You might.
There's a bigger problem here that no one's addressing, and I have to bring it up for America. You're wearing a black tie with a blue jacket.
I noticed.
Emma
Did you notice this?
Wasn't good.
I
Yeah.
noticed it.
You cannot. Do you know that I would be thrown out of the house if I left wearing that?
Aren't you already thrown out of the house?
A funeral?
Shut up, Geraldo. You have a mustache.
Just tell people it's navy.
Yes.
It's a dark navy.
I'm
Tell people it's
colorblind.
dark navy.